Today we are here to discuss important topic of cancer genomics. Hello, I am Dr. Snehal, consultant clinical geneticist at Apollo Genomics Institute, Apollo Hospital, Navi Mumbai. At our institute, we address genetic disease patients and their families from various medicine specialties including cancer. Cancer genetics and genomics is rapidly advancing specialty which deals with genetic diagnosis of inherited as well as non-inherited cancers. It helps in risk assessment as well as prevention. We have a multidisciplinary team of specialists dealing with various cancers at Apollo hospitals. Medicine is moving towards precision and personalized approach. Apollo Genomics Institute is forefront in these medical advances.
Hello, I am Shilpa Kamble. I am a genetic counselor at Apollo Genomics Institute, Apollo Hospitals, Navi Mumbai. Genetic counseling is a process of supporting patients and families through understanding genetics in simple language. Cancer genetic counseling helps in assessment and explanation of genetic risk of inherited cancers. It is also discussion on genetic test reports, benefits and limitations of genetic tests. This helps patients and families to make informed decisions about genetic tests as well as rare disease management. Genetic counseling involves emotional and psychosocial support too. Now that Dr. Snehal and I have introduced ourselves and outlined our role as genetic counselor and clinical geneticist, let's proceed with the next part of our discussion. Dr. Snehal, you mentioned about precision medicine and personalized medicine in your intro. So can you explain more?
Precision medicine means definitive diagnosis and precise treatments which are based on current molecular advances. We have seen in COVID that one virus can go through many genetic changes, one disease can present with variable severity in different individuals, and hence it needs personalized approach for treatment. Similarly, through the genetic studies, we are now understanding that same disease can have difference in severity and different response to treatment in various patients. Same genetic disease in the same family can have variable expression within the family. Hence, personalized medicine deals with the tailor-made approach for diagnosis and treatment for particular patient or family. Hence, we stratify the risk for patients who seek consultations with us. Shilpa, can you tell us which individuals and patients should seek genetic consultation or have genetic risk which is higher?
Yes, Dr. Snehal. So first, I would like to mention that cancer risk is influenced by multiple factors. It includes genetics, environment, medical history, and lifestyle. There are few indicators which helps to know whether there is high genetic risk, and they are very early age of onset of cancer, atypical severity, cancer in multiple origins, family history of same or different cancers, cancers which are not occurring commonly in that gender like male breast cancer, history of carcinogenic exposure. Knowledge of genetic risk improves our understanding of that particular cancer and helps identifying people earlier for better management. So Dr. Snehal, what are the components of cancer genetic risk assessment?
So Shilpa, the components are detailed history taking, which includes 3-generation pedigree analysis and detailed clinical evaluation. It then involves discussion about available genetic tests and their implications. Because this process of evaluation may sound very complex to patients and families, we make detailed attempts of counseling sessions like pre-test and post-test counseling. Can you tell us what is pre-test and post-test counseling and why it is so important component of genetic counseling?
Yes, ma'am. So this is very important, which patients should understand. Pre-test counseling is about discussion of the genetic test before they are opted. It involves particular tests applicable to that individual, methods of the test, the technology involved in simple terms, possible outcomes of the test, and benefits and limitations of the testing. It also involves discussion as simple as collection of the samples, the cost and the time taken for the results to come out. For example, hereditary cancers are usually germline cancers and they need only 3 to 4 ml of the blood samples. Post-test counseling is another part which involves discussion of the reports. It may involve discussion on gene variants. For example, there are pathogenic gene variants which are commonly referred as mutations and are the ones which cause disease. On the other hand, benign gene variants are the ones which do not cause the disease. So ma'am, till now we have discussed about genetic risks, importance of genetic counseling and genetic tests to raise about cancer genetics. So now as World Observe 8th May as the World Ovarian Cancer Day, let's shift our focus towards ovarian cancer. Can you brief us more about ovarian cancer genetics?
Yes, so ovarian cancers may not have very early symptoms. They may present late as abdominal symptoms of swelling and metastasis. Early detection is important but may be challenging in many situations. Hence, screening and early detection is important. If family history is present, screening and genetic testing can start at early age. We are continuously seeing that there is increasing awareness regarding various cancers in Indian population. Along with this, we need cancer genetic awareness too. So BRCA1 and BRCA2 gene mutations, that is BRCA1 and BRCA2 gene mutations, significantly increase risk of ovarian cancer. Such individuals are at high risk for not only hereditary breast ovarian cancer, but for other cancers like prostate, melanoma, pancreas, and male breast cancer. Shilpa, I have mentioned 2 genes in hereditary breast ovarian cancer. Can you tell us about more genes associated with HBOC?
So yes ma'am, there are other high risk, moderate risk and low risk genes apart from the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes. Some of them are proving to be causative of the disease, while some of them are increasingly associated with the disease. But this population research and testing is helping us to find various treatment approaches. Hence, we suggest to have discussion with our doctor if your BRCA1 or BRCA2 test comes out to be negative. So, but in spite of availability of the genetic testing, our patients and the families are inclined towards taking the test?
Yes, you have brought a very good point, Shilpa. See, patients are already overburdened with psychosocial and economical concerns about their cancer diagnosis and management. On top of it, when they are told about genetics, not only fear factor increases, but more queries come up like guilty feeling, taboo associated with genetic disease, impression that it is not curable at all, fear that more family members will be affected. Like this, there are many unseen, unaddressed queries and anxieties, and this is what may prevent open discussion for this topic. That is exactly what we want to address in our genetic clinic through detailed discussion and genetic counseling. So we have discussed about genetic counseling. Can you outline the importance of strategic genetic counseling?
Okay, so Dr. Snehal, this needs to be re-emphasized again that it is already established in world literature that methodological genetic counseling increases uptake for genetic testing. It's seen that in cases of definitive report, there's relief from uncertainty and further explanation and decision making becomes easier. Genetic diagnosis also has a positive side in view of upcoming precision therapies, which are based on particular genetic mutation, but there is a catch here, and that is why pretest counseling is important. The catch is uncertain and negative reports. So ma'am, in patients where we get negative or uncertain results, what difficulties clinicians face or what challenges you encounter when patients are presented with such negative or uncertain findings?
The first is negative reports do not always mean that it is non-genetic. It may mean that in some cases the research is limited, we may have to do further tests depending on the clinical situation. Uncertain reports put us in more unsettled situations. Here we may need some samples of affected patients in the family, which we call as segregation analysis. We may have to see genetic analysis of tissues which are affected. Sometimes we may have to wait till research is updated or the information is updated in the systems for that particular gene. So in spite of the difficulties we are facing, we are sure that there are positive aspects of it after positive diagnosis. So can you explain the importance of positive diagnosis in patients and families?
So ma'am, in case of patients where there's positive results, we have treatment options available which are guided by the positive results. There are other options also like regular screening, risk reducing surgeries like mastectomy or salpingo-oophorectomy or never drugs. The advantages for the family members here are family members can also be tested for the same mutation, and if they are found positive, they advise preventive measures like lifestyle modification, regular screening, strict management of associated medical ailments like diabetes, hypertension, etc. In summary, ma'am, positive reports may give stop to some queries. But ma'am, do you feel genetic testing in family members is challenging?
Yes, Shilpa, we have been receiving queries from individuals as young as 20 years old because they see tragic death and suffering of family members. They come up with queries that if they are at increased risk. In such situations, without definitive diagnosis in the affected family members, it is really challenging to discuss any test with such young individuals. It is all the more challenging to give them advice regarding screening because now, many times cancer screening may start at 25 to 30 years of age, like in hereditary or breast ovarian cancers. It also involves discussion about reproductive planning in some cases. So, such discussions may become challenging in early adults. Hence, Shilpa, there are possibilities that many individuals may fall prey to over-the-counter risk analysis tests, which are now easily available in the market. What is your take on these over-the-counter, easily available tests which are claimed to have risk prediction scores?
Okay, so loose risk prediction scores, invalidated tests, they usually give us very gross results. They are neither beneficial for any clinical decision making nor they address anxiety of people who do it. Rather, they increase the confusion and anxiety of the patients or the individuals who are doing it. So, it is advisable to consult the doctors before taking up such tests. But I would like to inform that there are many scientific approaches which are coming up. For example, polygenic risk scores for particular disease, but you need to discuss with your doctors if these suitable, this polygenic risk scores tests are suitable for you. Dr. Snehal, like today we discussed many aspects regarding hereditary cancers. Now at the end of the session, can you give some more information about other cancers and other tests than the blood testing?
So, apart from hereditary breast ovarian cancers and the blood tests which we discussed, there are various other cancers like renal, thyroid, lung cancers, nervous system cancers. If the treating oncologist or oncosurgeon suspect a genetic etiology, they order genetic test accordingly. Apart from blood test, we have tests available on tissues which are called as somatic testing, which are done on the biopsies or tissues removed during surgeries. They can guide medical treatments for that particular doctor, but this needs discussion with your treating doctor. We also have samples from buccal swab taken for genetic tests, but then all these things have to be discussed with the particular doctor first. So, we have given a comprehensive account today on cancer genomics. What would you give advice or as a summary to our patients and families so that they feel confident in approaching us?
So yes, ma'am, patients feel hesitant to come directly to us and they don't know where to go. So at Apollo Genomics Institute, Apollo Hospitals, Navi Mumbai, patients can take an appointment on below mentioned number, that is 33503232, or they can also mail us on apollogenomics_nm at apollohospitals.com, or they can also take a video consultation on Apollo 247 app. They can also send their queries by mail if they had already done the genetic testing and they want to talk more about it. So we made a dedicated attempt here, ma'am, to have a simple and detailed discussion. We encourage our patients and families to come to us in case they have any further queries or questions. We also encourage extended family members to visit us for any fears or anxieties they have. Now, I would like to thank you all for tuning with us today.
So, Shilpa, we appeal our viewers to spread out the message that let us join hands for precision diagnosis, early detection of cancers, and prevention. Cancer genetics and genomics is increasingly helping our patients and families. We will come up with more such informative videos in future.